Okay.
Talk?
No, it's not.
Yes.
Muted.
All right, it's 7 o'clock. We'll call the meeting to order. Can I have roll call, please?
So sorry. I am all backwards. Jan Ross.
Yes.
Eric Miller.
Yes.
Ken Shepard.
Here.
Donna Simmons.
Here.
Harvey McCluskey.
Present.
Holly Haynes.
Here.
All right, and welcome to Holly. Happy
Chrissy
to have you.
Kaminsky's also here.
Chrissy, I'm so sorry I skipped you. I apologize.
Yes, welcome, Holly.
All right, has everyone had a chance to read the minutes?
Yeah.
Can I have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion they be approved as is.
Second.
Roll call?
Yep. Jan Ross.
Yes.
Eric Miller.
Yes.
Ken Shepard.
Yes.
Chrissy Kaminsky.
Yes.
Harvey McCluskey.
Yes.
Holly Haynes.
Yes.
Donna Simmons.
Yes. Yes.
Any additions or corrections to the agenda? Nope. No visitors. Correspondence and actions, did we have any? All right, so we move on to unfinished business. Wow, no unfinished business either.
Okay.
It also looks like, oh yeah, new business, we have the budget.
As part of your packet this evening, you have a hard copy. Now, this is the first opportunity that you have this. The purpose of this evening is to explain the document. And then in the September meeting, you can then bring any questions and we can have a dialogue that still fits in the time frame prior to the budget going to Mayor Jadwin and City Council. So the draft budget that you have in front of you, this is for the Parks and Recreation Department only. Each section of the divisions are outlined separately, and that's how our accounts are organized. You'll notice that there's a 2024 APP, that is an appropriation. That is the very first column that you see to the left. So that is the money that was appropriated for each of those line items for that fiscal year. And then right next to that, you see the expenditures. So that shows you from the appropriation what was spent for each of those lines for the year of 2024. As you move to the right of the document, you'll see 2025 as the appropriation that was outlined for each of those line items once again. And then you see a year to date. So those are expenditures as of the end of the month of July. At the bottom of the report, you see a total of each of those columns. And I failed to communicate the 2026 request is what we anticipate to request for the 2026 year. At the bottom, underneath the totals of each of those columns, is the revenue. We do have revenue generating services, so we do have a outline of what those actual revenues are from each year. So that's what you see in that column underneath the totals of each of those expenditure lines. Again, that is replicated for each of those divisions. The divisions are labeled to the left of each of those outlines. So that's the basis and how you utilize the document. Again, happy to answer any questions. You will receive this electronically, and it will be as part of the minutes if you want to review it electronically.
And I should know this, but the year runs from when to when?
January 1st to December 31st.
It is January to December.
Nice.
Stephanie, under the recreation operations, I noticed the request for materials and supplies is quite a bit, it's basically a lot more than in the past. Is there a reason?
It's a great question, and yeah, so we will be, and that'll be part of my director's report, we will be in function with the Price Road Exploration Center. So we do anticipate to have an increased need for materials and supplies.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely.
Stephanie, I got a question under golf operations. Why are there two revenue year-to-date totals?
That's a great call out. So the revenue, there are tax and then non-taxable goods. So those taxable goods are those concession stand items and any type of apparel. And then the non-taxable are our memberships and greens fees.
I guess I have one other question. When you're figuring your budget for next year, do you figure in fee increases, like for pool and golf and that kind of stuff?
We do. We do a review after each season. We do, of course, a market analyst to make sure that we are competitive with other municipalities of similar stature. We also want to make sure that we're in line with our cost recovery goals. So we do use our cost recovery model in order to establish the expenditures as well as our revenue.
What are the professional services for senior operations?
Those are anything that if we need to have a design done for a program guide or we need a new sign, we outsource some of that work. So professional services would be a line item for that.
Is that high because we're getting the new senior center?
That is you're spot on. Yes,
exciting.
We anticipate to have an increased need for literature. Just to share, we anticipate that the increase for membership is going to be significant when the new facility opens.
Perfect.
And then I know this doesn't include salaries. How does that work again in terms of salaries and benefits?
Yeah, so our finance department outlines the salaries and benefits because they do incorporate any benefits and insurance into our budget. So that will be incorporated prior to submittal to City Council.
Are you requesting any new positions, do you know?
We are reviewing the structure of the senior center operation due to the new facility. We anticipate the need for additional support staff as the intake of new members is going to be, again, significant and also sustainable as that program grows.
And where do pools fall under this budget? I don't see pools on here.
So pools are, it's listed under, and I should have labeled those properly, and I apologize. So HRP operations is Hunter's Ridge
and
Pool,
Gahanna.
and GSP operations is the Gahanna Swimming Pool. I used acronyms, and I will
Okay, GSP.
improve
Okay.
that before I send it to you electronically.
Stephanie, I'm looking at street trees and what was approved in last year and what was spent. And then you got a request of over 400,000. We only spent 184,000 last year. Is there a reason why it's such a big request?
You're going to see, and again, this is, we're going to see an increase of that expenditure line. There is money encumbered, so there are funds incorporated into a purchase order, but the fall planting season, we'll see a significant purchase there. We are also in the midst of an inventory, so that inventory will also be an expenditure. So right now, it's only what has actually hit and has been spent. This does not account for any money that's been encumbered or earmarked, for lack of better words, for the year. So in December, we're going to see that number increase quite a bit. And we also have an anticipated need to replace trees that were removed in 26. So that's why you see that steady request from 25 into 26.
And what's the total budget for 26?
I did not aggregate the full total, and again, this is only, this does not include the staffing.
Wages. It doesn't include wages, so a major piece isn't even in here.
That's correct.
I have a somewhat random question. I noticed the Bradford pears were down on Deer Run when you repave the street. Is that like part of the street tree program to take those down when you're repaving? Or did they just come down?
I can't comment on that specific location, and I can clarify that with, once I receive for that specific instance. But the sidewalk program does have tree removals. The replacement program does incorporate where trees were removed as part of the sidewalk program.
Okay, I didn't know if they were coming. It's great that they're down, but
I'm sorry, yeah. So right now, and I didn't recall Bradford until you
The
just.
calorie pairs.
Okay.
Yes.
So with the pair removals, we do, if there's a request or we identify a hazard with pairs, then we will evaluate those within the right of way and we will remove them if it's identified. So we do have, see the need to get them out of
Good.
the system.
Those were getting gnarly, so it's
Yeah.
good they're down. Are you going to replace them with something else?
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Okay,
Yes.
sweet. Thank you.
Stephanie, paving of parking lots for the parks, what category does that fall under? Is it under parks operations?
So it depends. This is only our operational budget. We do have a capital budget as well. So if it is a small project, then it would, in some cases, be located in our parks operation contract service. However, if it's a replacement or if it breaches over, a larger asset replacement, then we would incorporate that into our capital improvement. Again, that the capital improvement is not incorporated into this. This is solely operational.
Okay, thank you.
Does anyone have any other questions?
I'm all done.
So this same budget you'll bring back, it'll still not have wages in it, or will it have everything in
It
it?
still will not have wages in
Okay.
September. So you'll see a similar document with appropriate titles for the pools electronically prior to September meeting, but then you'll see it again in September. That way, if you have any additional questions from your review, I'd be happy to answer those at that time.
When you do the revenue, do you do all those recovery tests at the same time to
That's
make sure they fit? Okay.
Yes, that's correct.
Perfect, thank you. Anything else? All right, if not, director's report?
Yes, thank you. So, gave you a little teaser there as part of the budget. We did receive an approval to move forward into contract for the Price Road Exploration Center construction. So,
Congratulations.
it has been a long time coming. We are ecstatic. I cannot sing the praises of our project manager, Catherine Eichel. She has worked diligently, has been very dedicated to the progress of this contract and project as a whole. So we're going to start to see some earth moving in September. Again, long time coming. We really view this asset as a great opportunity for many different reasons, many different backgrounds and ages. So very, very much looking forward to seeing this come online. This is not part of your director's report, but I think it's very important to comment. So as you recall from a few months ago, Chris Skidmore, our recreation supervisor, received a promotion with the city of Wyoming, and so he is no longer with our department the recreation coordinator under Chris, Amy Moneypenny, also took a new position with the police department here in Gahanna. So that left 2 vacancies. We have hired Sarah Ruff. She came from Grandview. I get those confused. Grandview Heights, thank you, as a recreation programmer. So she has great experience. She also previously was a teacher, so she's an educator, also has a background in recreation. So she has begun with us at the department. And we also have our new recreation coordinator, which happens to be our very own Nicole Butler. So we anticipate that next month will be Nicole's last time with us as clerk for the Parks Board. So we'll have to make sure to send her off in an appropriate way. But the administrative coordinator position, which is Nicole's prior title, is posted. So that is available on the city's website, and that is open through September 2nd. So that individual will really, again, take on, I can't say replace Nicole because that's of course impossible, but that position will be taking on the role for this board. So excited to get some applicants in and get that position filled. Everything else through here, if there's any questions into the report, I'm happy to answer them. And I'm sorry, I left one highlight. If you want to, if you could put your attention towards the aquatics page, the memberships sold was 914. That is nearly 200 more than we've seen in past. Again, the staff have done an incredible job of really just making the memberships well known, and again, just making a good experience for the pools as a whole. So proud of that team, and they've really worked hard to see that growth and progress. And happy to answer any questions about anything else.
On the first page, it talks about it says that you're preparing to present at the MORPC. It says the 6:30 MORPC meeting. Is that actually not happened yet, or was
That
it?
happened, yes. So, and you'll have to, this report, once the data, there's kind of like a backlog. 'Cause
Yeah.
this is from a July. So when the information is released, the information at that time is relative. So still worthwhile from that point. But, so there is a dashboard that our team, along with MORPC, created in order to review asset planning. It'll be a vital tool, really, for us to really see comparative projects with engineering team, with the service team, through Parks and Recreation, really just to get everybody organized and just a visual dashboard. So happy for the progress there.
Stephanie, I guess I got one more question. As you know, Don and I were at the council meeting on Monday night, and I was excited to see that the council approved the ordinance for supplemental appropriations for Price Road. Was that an additional funding for Price Road, or?
That is. So we did have a funding gap for the full construction. And so the request that we made was to make the project whole. So we did incorporate contingencies, just any type of construction. There's, it's possible that in the field we'll find circumstances that we need to have change orders for.
Right.
So that is incorporated into that request as well.
So what's the final dollar total?
Oh, I'll pull that, so I'm giving you the appropriate value. I do not have that in front of me.
And so if they're going to be starting it yet this year, correct?
That's correct.
So it'll be completed sometime next year?
Yeah, what
then?
is the timeline?
Yeah, so we anticipate starting in September, and then hopeful we'll get through the end of summer 2026.
And that was the one you had to go back to get an extension for the grant, is that right?
That is correct. We did receive funding through State of Ohio Capital funding, and were granted an extension just due to delays with the project.
So will we not be able to do any programming until fall then? Or
In that
maybe
facility?
That facility?
Yeah, so we hope that in the fall we'll be ready to go. However, we're cautiously optimistic. So we want to make sure that, again, with any type of construction, we have an established timeline that does include those buffers, but we are requesting funding in order to program in the fall.
Stephanie, where are we picking up the parking for the facility?
There will be 2 parking locations. So one to the, again, if I had a visual, there's parking on both sides of the home. So there's, it calls for 12 spaces, and if I recall, there's 34 spaces. So we have more than what is required for that site.
Where would we have overflow parking? Because we have said, we can have weddings and things like that there. Where would we pick up the surplus?
There's an opportunity, there is and again, this would require a partnership agreement with private owners, but there is a church that has a significant parking lot that's right adjacent to that property. So that has been discussed as an opportunity. Thank you, Nicole.
Yeah.
In the event that we
that's
need some
helpful.
additional parking. So that's, Nicole, if you want to put your cursor over where the facility is today, and then just south of that, if you want to pull back a little. That parking lot to the south, again, that's a privately owned, but with any type of partnership agreement, that is something that we could evaluate as an option. But there will be a parking lot to the east and west of that facility once completed.
Okay. And then it's 5,500 square feet, but we're only completing 2,700, is,
So there's an upper and lower level. When the facility was originally constructed, the floodway maps weren't considered. So FEMA maps now are a reality, and so the lower portion is in a floodplain. So there are requirements that we cannot have any type of program space in that lower level. So that's where the mechanicals of the building as well as storage will be placed. Those are appropriate usage for that property. Those upper level will be 3 separated program rooms.
so they're saying the basement is in a floodplain?
That's correct. The house in itself, but it impacts the basement.
Okay. It's a lot of water to get up that high.
Yeah, but you don't want it to toast your whole basement. Are you keeping the screened-in porch, or is it all getting enclosed?
So, and I'll send whenever my technology is gonna work with me. We're actually going to utilize that screen-in porch as one of the program rooms. So all new windows, and it'll ultimately be a sunroom feel, but it'll be better insulated than what it is today. So I can send you, I'll pull up the presentation that was done at City Council on the 11th. That will not only show you some renderings of the facility, but it also gives you the breakdown of the expenditures or the project total.
I got it.
I thought I remembered it being 1.8. Does that sound?
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, I remember those.
Cool. See, this is
I
This is why we can't live without her. Okay, so again, these are renderings. I will restate the comment that I made at council that don't pay too close of attention to the colors here and really the overall aesthetics. The layout of the rooms are very similar to what is fully designed, but in that lower right-hand picture, you'll see where that sunroom, those are all just windows that will be enclosed and just a great space that can be used for multiple different reasons.
Where is that now?
So if you, it's not shown on that photo.
Okay.
But if it's, scroll over a little bit, Nicole, so you can see. So if you were to travel farther to the west, that's where the screens would be.
Is it open now?
You can see them from the roadway, yes.
I
You
just
can
meant
see
the
those.
sides and things like that. Were they open? There.
There you go, yes.
Okay.
So
okay.
those will be glassed windows and really just enclosed for program space. And if you want to go back to the slide screen, and then you can go to the
Pretty wide. allowed to grow
That's
up
just a
there.
breakdown of the history, and then if you want to keep going. So this gives you the total.
1.8.
So the bid that we received was under the engineer's estimate. So with our contingencies and allowances, 1.8 is where we're at.
Thank you.
I'm glad you, because I still can't get into my computer, so Nicole saves the day. Thank you, Nicole.
Other questions on the director's report?
Nicely done again, Nicole.
Yes. You have to make it a requirement that the next person makes the fancy director
I know.
reports.
Oh, I know.
Put that in the job description.
Holds our attention.
Like, look at this, that's a cute little picture, I love it.
All right, we'll move on to committee reports. First one is BTAC.
We didn't meet last month, but I do have one thing to mention. As I mentioned, Don and I were at the council meeting, and they passed a joint resolution and proclamation declaring August as Share the Road and Distracted Driving Awareness Month in the city of Gahanna, so, which I thought was pretty nice. So that's all I have.
All right, GASAC.
We did not meet this month. Our next scheduled meeting is September 16th at 3 o'clock at the Senior Center. And as always, everyone's welcome.
NREC.
We didn't meet.
Okay. We have Parks and Recs Foundation. Just one note on that. I know that they are looking for volunteers still, I believe. So if anyone here hasn't already signed up and is interested, or if you know of people, they are in need of some volunteers. The event is September 6th. Is that right? Is that 6th? Yes.
Still have tickets available, so if anybody wants to buy tickets.
Veterans Advisory Committee.
Nothing at this time. I'll have something for next month.
All right. Any other comments that people have or questions they would like to raise?
One other thing under Veterans Advisory Committee, the Veterans Memorial Wall is coming, Ken, what are the dates on this? It's Labor Day weekend, I think.
When?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Veterans Memorial, the
Wall.
traveling
The traveling.
wall.
It's in October, I thought. Am I wrong?
October is Veterans
October.
Day.
Yeah.
October 2nd through the 5th, I think. I was going to wait and bring it up next meeting because I wasn't certain of the dates.
Well, but they're looking for volunteers for that, too.
Oh, okay.
So if anybody wants to volunteer to help work that event, they need volunteers, so.
Tom Nealon put something out about needing volunteers still for
And
the.
donations. So,
Yeah.
I had a
Okay.
question. Oh, go ahead.
No, I had an earlier meeting and I passed that along also for the volunteers for Hops and Vines also.
Oh, great. I had a question about the event next on the 26th, the Gahanna Suite. What's the format of that, I guess? I wasn't quite sure.
So the citywide strategic plan, there's an opportunity to have another engagement session, so that way you can see some of the recommendations that are being presented through this process. So it's another opportunity to provide feedback. So there'll be different types of boards that you can interact with. There's a passport, so once you complete the passport, then you can gain a sweet treat. So I encourage you to attend. It is the 26th. It is 4 to 7 p.m. at Creekside. It would be worthwhile your attendance.
But so it's not a structured, like, that whole time you walk around and do, is that?
No, you can come at any point in time
Okay.
during that 4 to 7. You do not
Okay.
have to be there for that entirety.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you. I wasn't sure how that worked. Anybody else have any?
I think we have the market coming up, the
Oh, that's right.
27th
That's right.
of August.
How have those been going? Do we
Good.
know?
I think they've been going well.
Yeah. I think the dates are as part of your report. But yeah, there's 2 more to go for the year, so come on out.
Shop a little,
buy
get some
shop,
treats,
or-
and listen
yeah.
to the music.
All right. If no one has anything else, can I have a motion to adjourn?